What's your emergency?
Welcome back to That Weewoo Show, a podcast where we watch and discuss episodes of the ABC show 911. I'm Ellen.
I'm Alice.
And I'm Bex.
Thanks to everyone who has been listening to our Season 5 episodes. Here we are in 5B. We're starting the second
finally.
half. And we got to say a big thank you to everyone who's been commenting on our episodes, including Pigeon. Hello, I hope that you've finished your work project and caught all the way up to this episode. And congratulations when you get here. And
I'm hoping you can tell us apart by now, but, you know, it's not looking good.
Yeah, no, I think we've cleared that up now. We've got to say thank you also to Divya. She left a comment saying that maybe Taylor Kelly is the future Flash because her backstory is quite similar to what they set up for Flash, the Flash TV show. So, and we've decided that we would really like to see Taylor become the next superhero.
Oh, yeah. 100% would watch that spin-off.
Yep. I would watch that more than Nashville, which I've watched 3 episodes of. So
Taylor Kelly for the Flash. All right, so this week we are up to episode 11, but first, Alice, would you remind us what happened last week?
Last week on 911, the 118 celebrated Christmas and Eddie quit before a 3-month hiatus. That was it.
3 months? Was it really 3 months? My God.
It was
the Christmas episode aired in December, and then this week's episode aired the 21st of March. So,
God.
Yeah.
I feel like we did mention that last week, but it's been a long week. God.
I think we said it was like a couple of weeks, but I guess it depends on what your definition of a couple is. 9
Usually,
weeks?
you know, 2 to 3, but sure.
Couple 20.
But the show came back with a bang, because in this week's episode, Athena, Bobby, and the 118, quote, speed to the rescue to save a family whose pickup truck has been rigged with a pipe bomb, which will detonate if the vehicle slows under 55 miles an hour, which is little under 90 kilometers an hour for those of us who work in, actual scientific measurements. Meanwhile, Eddie has a rough transition in his new job. Buck makes an impulsive relationship decision. I don't know which decision that one relates to, but both of them are pretty bad. And Hen is reluctant to accept her new partner in Chimney's absence. Our triggers for this episode include cheating, gore, specifically bones very, very far out of where they're supposed to be in a body.
Oh, yeah.
Depictions. I just love that you're watching the episode and the first thing we hear from you is, ew, his knees. We have depictions of depression. We have family at threat of a car accident / explosion, which is a depiction of the 1994 Speed movie. Depictions of PTSD and self-isolation.
I feel like more happened in the summary of this episode than did all last week's episode. Like the entire 4 minutes.
Well, they actually explained everything that happened in this episode quite literally in that as well. Except for the Buck storyline, really. But none of the things in the summary actually happened for a little while in this episode because we start out with a party.
We do. We are starting out with our quinceañera, which is a 15th birthday party.
It looks like loads of fun.
Yeah. I don't remember my 15th birthday, but I'm sure it wasn't this exciting.
No.
It's, I did do a quick deep dive into what exactly is the purpose behind a quinceañera. And the best that I can equate it is it's kind of like the way that English society and then sort of the waspy side of American society would have a debut where you would come out in society and be ready for marriage.
They do that in Australia too. We used to, like, when I was in guides many years ago, they used to have like this debutante ball where you would wear a white dress and go to this thing. It's like it's very old-fashioned country kind of thing. Maybe it's just a Queensland thing that we've held on to. I didn't go. I didn't ever go to one, but my some of my guiding friends did. It was a lot of fun by all accounts, but yeah, that's the purpose of it, to come out into society and be part of.
There's a little bit more behind it with a quinceañera, as far as I could tell, which is like, yes, it was your you're now 15, you are now sort of eligible for marriage, but it was also about marking the transition from being a child to being a young woman. So they'd do little things like the quinceañera would wear flat shoes to start the ceremony and the reception, and then at some point elder male family member would help her put on her first pair of heels. Or there would be a tradition where she would pass on a doll to a younger family member, as in, like, this is the last doll that she is ever going to play with, and she's passing it on to another child.
Oh,
it's steeped. It's also very steeped in Catholicism. So it starts with a religious ceremony, but the big thing is the reception, which is the massive party, and it's very much, I think, people try to outdo each other with how big the reception is. Like, equating it to almost like a wedding reception is how, like, big and bold and over the top people get with it.
Right. Well, I did sort of get that impression from this party.
Yes.
Because they, not only do they have like a great big stage covered in balloons, but they have like a mariachi band of like, I don't know, 5 or 6 players like playing music in the background.
I do like the fake out that they have with this emergency as well, because
same. It's great.
The quinceañera makes her arrival at the party in a throne lifted into the air with balloons. So, like, the balloons that were part of the display on the stage was actually her balloons. And they lift her up into the air, and she's floating above the party. And it looks beautiful, and she looks beautiful, and everyone is clapping. And then a wind kicks up. And so immediately you're thinking that the emergency is going to be this poor 15-year-old girl being swept away up style in her chair lifted by balloons. Because the only thing holding her there are these guys with ropes. Like, she's not secured they haven't secured her into the ground or anything. It's just these 4 guys with ropes, and they are trying their hardest.
The dad even says, like, the mum even says, "Oh, this is not safe. Like,
it's not safe."
Yeah.
But
she's
surprisingly,
fine.
She's fine. She is not the emergency.
No, she's fine.
She actually discovers the emergency because while she's got an elevated vantage point, she can see what looks to be like a giant tarp or a piece of material on a nearby building sort of being flapped about in the wind, and then it flies off the roof of said building, revealing a guy, like, he looks dead. He does not look good at all, and he is stuck through the roof of this building.
Yeah, it just doesn't look great. And you can sort of see that the material on there looks like a parachute, like it blows away to reveal this man.
Yeah.
So
cue
the 118.
Lourdes has her phone with her. Like, she's been taking selfies of herself up in her chair. So I can just imagine she's floating above all of this, calling 911 from her, like, balloon chair. And just like... And her call is like, "It's my birthday and I just saw a dead guy." And I can't tell if that's a bad thing or a good thing. Because
it's definitely up there for our worst 911 calls of the season, I think.
Yeah.
But I can't tell if she thinks it's a bad thing. Like, "Oh my God, it's my birthday and I just saw a dead guy and it's just ruined my birthday completely." Or it's like, "Oh my God, this is the best thing ever. It's my birthday and I just saw a dead guy."
Well, if she was excited about it, she probably wouldn't be calling 911.
I mean, it's a dead guy. She's got to report it,
She's
right?
responsible. She's 15 now.
And she, like, dead guys come with bonus 118 arriving at her quinceañera.
Right. Yeah. So she's happy
and she's
about
very
this.
excited about that.
Yeah.
I would be too if that was the people that showed up.
Happy birthday! Here's
Yeah,
firefighters.
except half of them aren't there. Half of them are people we don't know.
Well, yeah, but Buck's looking good this episode. I apologize in advance for my gushing about how good Buck looks this entire episode. Because, yeah,
he looks great,
he's looking good.
Yeah, so we've got Jonah.
Monday.
Is he the only new person? There's other people as well who are there who we don't know, but they don't get named.
We get told that Erickson is there, and then Erickson just seems to vanish into thin air. I don't know where he goes.
Okay.
Or if he was not important.
But as far as like people on screen talking, it's just Monday.
Yeah, Hen keeps calling him Monday, and he is like, "Why do you keep calling me Monday? My name's Jonah." And Hen is just like so like cold to him. She's like,
she does not give a fuck.
There's a new one of you every shift to be your Monday. I'm like, damn, Hen, that's kind of mean. Anyway.
Also, where is Bobby getting all of these new paramedics from? If there's literally a new one every shift.
I assume that he's just either borrowing from different houses or like, do they have temporary firefighter? I don't know.
Yeah, he's just a person who floats around to different places.
In my mind, I know this isn't how it works, but in my mind, there's like the LAFD HR who's responsible for staffing, and like every day Bobby is calling going, I need you to send another one. She doesn't like this one either.
She doesn't like this one either.
And they're just like, Bobby, we're running out of people we can send you.
I was just like obviously this surely it can't be how it works in the LAFD, but like I'm a casual at work, and so like I got a message.
Casual firefighters?
Yeah, like I got a message yesterday going, oh, can you do like shifts at a store that's an hour away that desperately needs staff that know what they're doing. And because I was a manager, I know what I'm doing. And so they basically just send me where they need staff. So I got like a list of dates for March that like, could you do this? And I'm like, are they casual firefighters that like don't have, like they've got a house, but like they're not on A shift or B shift. They're like C shift.
Floaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. If anybody knows how staffing at the LAFT works,
like where are they finding these paramedics?
You can imagine they do like, it's what, 72. It's like 3 days on, 3 days off. So he's got to let like 3 days three people in a row. Then they get a break. Then it's another three people in a row. It's just like logistically, that's a lot of paramedics if he's literally getting a new one. I don't know why I'm so fixated on this, but I am. Anyway, moving on. So, Jonah and Hen are ordered by Bobby to head up to the roof to check on the patient.
I just got to mention, when they get out of the ambulance and Hen's like, have you got your med kit? And Jonah goes, not my first rodeo. I say that all the time, and I don't know why I love that saying so fucking much. But there's a meme that's like someone at their second rodeo. It's not my first rodeo. And it's just like, it's so dumb, but I love it so much.
That is pretty funny.
Yes.
So Jonah, who is on his maybe third or fourth rodeo, we would hope, he's going up to the roof, with Hen to check on the patient. Buck is going to go with Bobby, sort of from inside up inside the roof. Erickson, whoever the fuck that is going up top to assist. We never see Erickson.
No,
there is never another person on the roof. Remember a couple of episodes ago when they had the helicopter on the side of the hospital and we're saying like the script said one thing and then the blocking was something completely different.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they wrote in this big script for Bobby to be like ordering all of these people around, and then they forgot to hire somebody to be Erickson. And they're just like, oh, nobody will notice. I notice.
You're like, where's my background firefighters, damn it?
Yes. So Hen and Jonah, without Erickson, go up, and unfortunately for our parachuter, he's still alive.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, it's probably not funny, but he kind of groans and lifts his head a bit, and then Hen goes, oh, I got a pulse. I'm like, just moving, like, and lifting his head. Did this not give it away?
I would hope that he's got a pulse, otherwise you have a zombie on your hands. In which
Yeah.
The
case,
guy's like,
the protocol is going to change completely.
hey guys, how you doing? I'm on a roof. And they're like, I got a pulse.
Like, I assume that she, like, he did that before she got a chance to say her line, so it didn't actually make any sense in the end. But anyway, it was funny. It made me laugh.
It was funny. So our poor paraglider, apparently, although I don't know how Jonah got to paragliding, but that's fine. His name is
Because there was a parachute thing.
but I don't even know what paragliding is. Hang on.
It's when you jump off something rather than jumping out of a plane.
Oh, it's got the big, like, you're sitting in your little pod and then you're under the big. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
You jump off the top of a mountain and fly
Yeah,
down, basically.
all right. So I'm going to say
In a
that
parachute.
Jonah recognised the shape of the parachute.
Yeah, maybe he's a paraglider.
That's slightly disturbing thought. So anyway, Lenny tells us
It's
that
not his first paragliding incident.
Lenny tells us that, or tells Jonah that the wind picked up. He was trying to avoid some power lines, and he lost control and ended up landing on the roof of, I think it's a country club.
Sure. It's somewhere with a roof. We don't really care.
It's a building with a roof that Lenny has gone through.
His
he's in
legs
quite a
are
bit-
all the way through the roof.
Yeah, he's just like, it's just upper body that Hen and Jonah are dealing with.
Yeah.
He can
so
wiggle his
Jonah-
fingers, so he's
Jonah
like,
pushes 10 of morphine to stop Lenny feeling anything. And Lenny's like, yeah, I already can't feel my legs.
Yeah, and they're like, okay.
Like, oh, it
just-
could be your spine. It's like, it's fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. Lenny's like, what if my legs are completely gone? So then we cut to Bobby in the attic. And Buck's like, yeah, I don't want to be really insensitive, but do his legs look really short?
Oh, I was like, what? No, is this something I want to see? Because I'm like, did his legs actually get cut all the way off? And then it turned out to be a lot worse.
one look. Bobby takes one look at this guy's legs and immediately like, Hen, get the fuck down here.
Yeah.
And then yes, they decide that this is something that we actually need to see.
Ugh, it's so disgusting.
It is a bilateral open knee dislocation where basically his feet hit the roof, his lower leg stopped, and his upper leg kept going. And so his knees basically shot straight through the skin and...
Yeah, I tried not to look at it too much because...
No, I didn't either. I glanced at it and went, ugh.
It was slightly fascinating because it was you know how like when you draw a bone and that stereotypical bone shape is like the two little knobs.
Yes, it was
literally
exactly like that, yeah.
it was literally
Well,
like that.
that's
I'm like,
what
that's fascinating.
your femur looks like, I guess.
I know,
Yeah.
but I've never seen like a femur that's like actually like attached to a human before. Like that.
Ugh. And actually, she's like, oh, he's lost a surprisingly little amount of blood. And I'm like, how? Like his knees are open. How has he not lost much blood?
I just love that Ellen and I are like trying not to look too close, and Bex is there Googling like, oh,
That's
interesting.
fascinating.
Wow, check this out. His knees. Anyway, yeah.
Jonah asks whether they're going to try to reset the fractures in the field. Hen looks at him like he's grown 3 heads. And she's like, absolutely not. You know better than to do that in the field. He's like, yeah, but I've heard you do some crazy stuff in the field. She's like, well, that's me. I do crazy stuff. You don't do crazy stuff.
Yeah. Like, I'm the adult here. You are a day of the week. And the shittest day of the week, in fact.
I'm okay with Mondays. I hate Wednesdays. I'd probably
Wow,
name
what do
it.
Wednesdays
are
ever do to
pretty
you?
I don't know when. I think it's that midweek.
It's hump day.
It's hump day. It's always been a bad day for me. So Jonah
Fair.
is my Wednesday.
That's fair.
Wednesday hasn't been midweek for me in years, so can't relate. Because I do I was doing Sunday to Thursday for so long
Yeah.
that like Tuesday is my Wednesday.
there's not really much left with this scene once we've revealed the state in which Lenny has found himself. They give Buck a chainsaw again, so that he can cut Lenny free.
They do give him a chainsaw.
And you've got poor Bobby just like draping a blanket over Lenny's head. He's like, just stay calm. I promise you he does know what he's doing, even though he's looking far too maniacally happy to have a chainsaw in his hands.
For some reason, Buck's cackling and like waving it around. It's fine.
Once you
we
see
promise.
the state of your legs, you'll probably want them to be chopped off with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And after Buck has managed to extricate Lenny from the roof, he's put onto a gurney. He's pushed across the party to where they've left the ambulance. The party guests, sensing that the show is ended, is applauding, showing their appreciation, and the mariachi band.
Oh, the birthday girl is so happy. They're like, oh, like, sorry, your party was ruined. She's like, ruined? This is the best day of my life. Like, are you kidding me?
She's filming the entire thing.
She's filming it. The mariachi band starts playing again, and Buck's like waving, and he's just like, thank you. And Bobby's just like, turn it down, and he's like, oh man. Oh, he's so cute.
Bobby just gives him the filthiest look. It's great.
Bobby's like, Eddie's not here, turn it down. Because yes, just in case you missed his absence, Eddie has joined Chim in not being there.
Yeah.
At least he's in the same state, though.
Yep, true.
Well, we don't find out what he's up to until the end of this next scene, which is Bobby getting home. Athena is waiting for him to have dinner, and they have a little chat about how Bobby had to, Harry's there too, is asking about the meeting that Bobby had to go to, which made him home so late. And there's no real reason for this scene to be so long, but...
Except that it sets up that one of the questions that Bobby got asked is, why have you still not filled those empty slots in your company roster? And he's brought home a stack of personnel files that he has to read through to pick new people for his roster, and he gets scolded because the family rule is no homework at the dinner table, so he has to take them and go put them in the bedroom. He says he'll read them that night, and Athena is like, damn, I was hoping for some more kinky roleplay. I guess that's not happening tonight.
She's like, oh man, I already had your turnout, like, ready, hung up. It's fine, whatever.
The actual line was, well, so much for a relaxing bedtime. And I'm like, man, but the way you said that line, what you were planning wasn't going to be relaxing either.
Not at all.
But
the children
said that with
there,
a nod and a wink,
May comes home at this point, and she's rushing and she's apologising for being late and for missing dinner. And Bobby's like, no, you're not late. I'm just going to get changed. We sit down. I want to hear all about your day at work. She's like, you just want to know how Eddie's doing. Because apparently Eddie is now at dispatch.
Somehow I did not know already that Eddie was going to be a dispatcher. I don't know.
I can't believe you didn't know that Eddie went to dispatch.
Well, I've seen him in the uniform before, but I thought that was like just in that fic where he, that fic where he was a dispatcher.
Do you remember?
I don't know that this actually happened.
That fic where it was like the season 1, for anybody who's listening who doesn't remember, we read a fic where it was a season 1 rewrite where instead of Abby being the dispatcher, it was Eddie.
It was Eddie,
and then somebody did a comic illustrating using a couple of panels to illustrate some of the scenes, and there was Eddie in like dispatcher's polo shirt, which Ellen was like, damn, he looks good in that polo shirt, and I had to bite my tongue so hard. Because I'm just like, just wait.
I can't believe you would. Wow. This is like what. So, whenever Bex and I have complained about season 5, like, so just for our listeners, in case you haven't like cottoned onto this, Bex and I have a separate chat from Ellen. So, Ellen, Bex, and I have a chat where we discuss like podcast things. Bex and I then have a separate chat that's literally called Spoiler Screaming. Where we discuss stuff that's coming up. So, like, we'll be discussing stuff on the podcast live, and Bex and I'll often be chatting to each other in the Spoiler Screaming chat about, like, what's coming up and, like, what we're just waiting for. And
usually because Ellen will say something and then we'll jump into spoiler chat going, just wait. Just wait till she finds out.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And so, like, all of season 5, we've been like, oh my fucking God, can Eddie just get to dispatch already? Like, we just want Eddie to be at dispatch. This season drags on. How is he not at dispatch yet? Like, how long does this take? And so, like, we finally got there. And last week, we're like, oh, thank God we're finally there.
Yes.
And so this week,
honestly,
like,
I have
Bex
no
and I, like,
idea
yes.
how I missed that.
And Ellen's like, doody-doody-doo.
Yeah.
Like, blissfully ignorant about why we hated season 5 up to this point so much, because we're like, we just want Eddie to get to dispatch.
Yep.
But he's not even in dispatch. He's a liaison for the fire department. So
he's the LASD social media.
He's doing social media.
No. He's got an actual title. He's the public service officer for Metro Dispatch. But most of what we see him end up doing is just updating the Twitter.
He updates the Twitter feed and occasionally answers a call and goes, yes, I'm a firefighter.
But, I mean, like, to do this scene justice, it does start off really, like, happy and really nice because Eddie is excited.
We get this, like, happy montage.
He gets up. He opens the curtains. The sun is streaming in. It's a beautiful day.
He's shirtless with grey sweats on.
I thought for a second that he was fully naked because of the way he's like he like ripped open the curtains and the way he had his fists planted on his hips and the camera like cut him off mid waist. I'm like, that is such like a naked guy standing in the sun. This is like
Life of Brian, like opening the door and going,
but
here I am.
Exactly, but no, he's got grey sweats. So he's
this is the ABC. It's not HBO. We're too used to Heated Rivalry at this point. Clearly,
hey, no one does that in Heated Rivalry. Just
unfortunate. No, we see a lot of butts in Heated Rivalry, though.
We do see a lot of butts in Heated Rivalry. I've seen Ryan's butt. It's fine, but I would like to see it again.
It's fine.
But no, he does have clothes on.
It's fine, just like poor Shane trying to have sex with Rose. It's okay.
It's mid.
It's fine. Speaking of Heated Rivalry, it's Hudson's birthday today. I just need to say happy birthday, Hudson.
Yes, because he definitely listens to this podcast.
He's absolutely listening to this podcast. What else would he be doing? Do you think he's busy? Like, no, he's listening to this podcast.
He's extremely busy, the poor guy. I mean, he's loving it, obviously. But anyway.
Taylor's still my number one, but like, Hudson, if you're listening, I know I'm a lot older than you, but it's fine. Maybe I could teach you some things. Anyway, so Eddie's jogging on his treadmill.
On a more wholesome note, he's making Chris breakfast.
Look, if it worked for Travis Kelce, one day I will get a significant other with this podcast, okay? It's going to happen. Taylor Swift may be already off the table, but
keep believing.
I'll get there. It's fine.
I love that you have dreams, hon.
Gotta stay optimistic.
Yes.
So yeah, Eddie's jogging on the treadmill in his bedroom. Has he always had a treadmill in his bedroom?
Nope.
Sure.
But he doesn't have the workout equipment at the firehouse to use anymore.
Yep, true.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's got to bring the gym. I don't know if Dispatch has a gym, but he's got the gym sort of... I'm sure that he'd probably like to go jogging out around the streets, but it's like super early in the morning and he can't leave Chris.
Yeah, he has a child.
So he's somehow procured a treadmill in his bedroom and he's jogging and he looks like he's having a great time.
Yeah, jogging.
Yeah,
treadmill.
It's kind of
getting dressed.
It is another version of that montage we got when Eddie first joined the 118, where we saw him and Chris getting ready. You know, where they're shaving and he's watching Chris put the socks on and they're doing their Superman exercises together. It's just like the slightly more mature version. Because we see them having breakfast together. They're having a great time. Eddie's like really having fun with Chris. They're like tossing cereal, catching it in their mouths.
Chris is throwing food at him.
He's able to do school drop-off. Like, he literally takes Chris to school in the morning because he doesn't have to start
walks him in.
He doesn't have to start at the arse crack of dawn, so he's able to take his kid to school. And then he arrives at work and wherever he's working, because we still don't know at this point, because he's in his LAFD duty uniform. And he's parking in the spot that is reserved for LAFD. But when he exits the elevator, and it's a very familiar looking elevator, the first person he sees is May. And we realise that he is on the dispatch floor.
Yep. He's also carrying a briefcase. What do we
He's
think
such
is
a
in Eddie's
nerd.
briefcase?
Like, you can this is his first grown-up job, right? Because he's never had to take a bag that's not like a huge duffel with his uniform in it. So I can imagine him just like frantically asking. Maybe he asked his like abuela, you know, what do I carry? And she's bought him a briefcase because she thinks that's what that's what like important people carry to the office.
Yeah, it's like the scene in How I Met Your Mother where Marshall's talking about their first day as like after they get hired as lawyers, and they're carrying briefcases, and they're like, "What's in yours?" And Marshall's like, "Totally empty. Yours?" And the other guy's like, "Candy bars."
Well, I mean, in the days of you know, having a computer for everything, briefcases have kind of lost their function.
Yeah. Now it's a laptop bag.
Most people just carry a laptop bag, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, when he walks in, he says to May, I started talking about this next bit, and then I remembered that I can't actually pronounce this word, so someone else can do it. There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, we get some interactions with May, who apparently has a word of the day calendar on her desk. A previous word of the day was bumfuzzle. Apparently today's is absquatulate, which means to leave somewhere abruptly. And he also is getting cooking tips from Linda, which sets up that this is not his first day at dispatch. He's been here a while. He's managed to build relationships with these women. I really want to know what he put fish sauce in.
Yeah.
Dinner.
yes, but like, what was he cooking?
Yeah, but what dish? Yeah,
because obviously, like if he was cooking something Thai or something Asian, then fish sauce would not be out of place. But he's like, I never would have thought to put fish sauce in it. So what was he cooking?
Like bolognese sauce or something.
I don't know. I put soy sauce in my bolognese. I'm wondering if I just try maybe putting fish sauce in. It would be
really salty. Like, I mean, soy sauce is very salty as well, so.
Well, that's kind of...
It'd be a different flavour. You'd have umami off the charts.
Well, would I, though? That would be the question. So maybe I will test it and report back.
I was making mince with like taco seasoning in it the other day. And I picked out the wrong packet out of the cupboard because they were both like an orange colour. And I put butter chicken like spice mix in my mince. And I looked at it and went, that doesn't look like it's the right colour. And then looked at the packet and went, oh, fuck.
That would be an interesting flavour profile.
I mean, it tastes like I added, like I looked and went, I don't want to throw this out because I don't have any more mince to make more.
Butter mince?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I just put some of the actual taco seasoning in as well to see if it would like override
butter
the other
tacos.
like flavours.
Sure,
and it was fine. It tasted fine. It just tasted slightly Indian, I guess. It was a slightly different flavour to it.
There is a Tex-Mex person and a British Indian person both rolling in their graves right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it was like I said to my husband, like, oh, are we going to try and eat this? Like, it's not terrible. And he's like, no, it's just fusion. It's fine.
Oh, God bless Shane.
It was all right. We ate it anyway.
Oh, my sister-in-law's Indian, and I'm going to have to tell her that story when I see her
yeah.
tomorrow now. Just feel like butter chicken tacos.
No, those mingle spice packets, like the taco one is orange and the other one is yellow. So I didn't even look at the packet. I just pulled it out of the thing and put it in. I'm like, oh, bugger. Anyway.
I wonder whether fish sauce would have given that a little bit more money.
Wow, yeah, that would have been interesting.
Josh interrupts the cooking talk before we can find out exactly what Eddie was cooking, because there is a 5-alarm fire on a cross street near the 118. He needs May and Linda to like actually go and do their job, and then says, Eddie, you're on it. And then we find out what Eddie's actual job is, because as we said, he's not a dispatcher. He is like the public service officer. His job is to sit behind a desk and update the LAFD's Twitter account to let people know about emergencies that are happening, and also issue press releases about said emergencies.
Yeah, it's an interesting job to have have somewhere to sit at dispatch to do this job. It's
I just think the irony of like the man who was absolutely petrified of social media and computers, and who I joke like put his phone in a Faraday cage so that it couldn't like touch him, is now doing social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's typing with with two pointer fingers.
Yep.
Also,
he's typing quite quickly.
Where's the F?
He's doing pretty well. But can we talk about the LAFD's Twitter handle and how ridiculous it is?
Oh, what is it?
It's L**S*S*D* to separate LAFD _ Metro.
Yeah, just in case you weren't sure that it was LAF. Maybe LAFD Metro was taken, and so they were like, oh, fuck.
But it's not a real Twitter account.
I don't even think that you can put asterisks in Twitter handles.
But it's not like...
Maybe it's to get around copyright?
I don't know, but I don't think that they... You know how when they had the French mistake in Supernatural? Yes, we're back to Supernatural. Are you surprised? And
it's been a while since we've really talked about it.
Misha was tweeting, and so Misha was actually tweeting at the same time as the episode was airing. I don't think that happened with this episode. So I don't think there really needed to be a real Twitter handle. If I'm wrong, if they were actually live tweeting as the character of Eddie was tweeting, that's hilarious. Please let us know. But what's great about this montage is that it just keeps going. So we see him typing the computer, and then we see the day start again. And it just keeps going over and over and over, day after day after day. But as the montage progresses, as we see more and more days of Eddie working at dispatch, his mood drastically shifts.
Oh, you can just watch him getting sad.
Breakfast is no longer this joyful experience with Chris. He's just like mechanically plating up food. The food is interesting though, because it's going from a bowl of cereal to like a full hot breakfast. Like he's getting eggs and bacon for Chris. But he's not sleeping, because we see him just lying in bed staring up at the ceiling before he has to open the curtains and start all over again.
What is this picture of?
Oh, so you know that I love looking at when somebody's looking at something on a computer screen or they're looking at a newspaper article, I always try to zoom in and read what they've written, which is how we got like the Taylor Kelly stuff. So one of the press releases that Eddie is writing was about a fire in a historical downtown warehouse. And it's all talking about, fire in this place, this is how the fire started. Apparently it was too unsafe to send people in, so they sent in the robotic firefighter vehicle. And I'm like, what the fuck is a robotic firefighting vehicle? Why have we never seen the robotic firefighting vehicle? This is the robotic firefighting vehicle that the LAFD in real life use. I think it's amazing. I want to see it in an episode.
Firefighting vehicle. Yeah.
Like, why?
I just want a pet one.
It looks like a little tank. With like
could you imagine Buck being given the remote control for that thing?
Oh my god. It would be his best day ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Fancy bit of kit.
Yeah, so that's why that photo is in there, because I went looking for what the hell is a robotic firefighting vehicle.
Okay.
Yes.
He's also trying to clear a paper jam out of the printer, and while he's doing that, he's like narrating it like he would if he was treating a patient.
Or working at an emergency like it's a bomb or something, and he's talking through every step so that everyone around him knows what's going on, but he's the only one in the printer room.
Yeah.
And then the whole montage ends with Eddie dictating a press release over the telephone to somebody about I think it was a small fire with no injuries or structural damage reported. He signs off as firefighter Eddie Diaz, public service officer, Metro Dispatch, and the person he's dictating it to over the phone says, "Are you a real firefighter?" And it's just this look flashes over his face, and then he literally puts on his customer service smile, and he goes, "Yes, I am a real firefighter."
Poor Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, he's not doing well. Also, the person who was in charge of writing this has kind of no idea how social media works, because at one point, Channel 8 News DMs or posts a tweet tagging the LAFD Dispatch Metro asking about the top speed of an LAFD fire truck. And the way it comes up on Eddie's phone makes absolutely no sense, like how it got through. Also, why would Channel 8 News be DMing the social media manager for Metro about fact-checking about the LAFD? Why did they just get Taylor to ask her boyfriend?
She was off duty that day. It's fine.
How fast does a ladder truck go? Hey, Taylor.
Yeah.
Can you ask your boyfriend? Yes, because the montage ends at the Diaz residence where...
Maybe Buck also didn't know and he didn't want to... He's like, I've asked Bobby too many questions today. Can someone else ask?
You know that either Buck would take the ladder truck out onto the freeway...
Oh, no! hang on, let me check.
And just, like, let her rip to see how, like, what's the top speed that he can get the truck at. Or he would Google it.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ.
that would considering like the next part of this episode is, you know, the truck having to stay at 55 miles per hour. That would be absolutely hilarious if previously Buck got in trouble for seeing whether he could get the truck faster than that. Although apparently...
Like, shit, this car has to go 55 miles. Buck's like, oh, it's fine. The ladder truck got up to 70 yesterday, so...
Apparently the, it's around 65 miles an hour is top speed, but it depends on what equipment is on the truck. For those of you who work in the metric system, it's about 105 kilometers an hour is as fast as it can go.
Oh, really? So they can keep up.
It seems kind of slow.
For a ladder truck, this is like with the ladder and the little trailer.
Oh, the ladder truck, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, not the engine truck, the ladder truck.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But yes, montage ends with Buck and Taylor joining Eddie for dinner. Or Eddie and Christopher for dinner.
Eddie and Chris, yeah.
And it's so funny because Buck is absolutely inhaling his food, making all of these appreciative noises. Chris is, eating as well. He's fine. Eddie is fixated on Taylor, who's just pushing her food around her plate. Like she's personally wronged him by not eating his food. He's like, what's wrong with it? Why haven't you eaten anything? And she's like, oh, it's really good. I mean, I'm just not hungry.
I mean, actually really good. And Eddie's like, yeah, he told you to eat something before you came here, didn't he? I was like, well... And Chris just cracks up laughing. Buck's like, I wasn't going to take any chances. You do not want to meet a hangry Taylor. But this is actually really good.
Like, to the point where he thinks that Carla cooked it. And Carla has been... And just the optics of, like, having a black woman in the kitchen slaving away at their dinner while the white people and Eddie are in the dining room eating, like, I don't think they thought that through very far. But,
I mean, it makes sense. She's the only one in that house who actually, up until now, has actually prepared edible food, apparently.
Well, apparently all Eddie needed was some time to practice, and he now has plenty of time to practice cooking, and he's getting very good at it.
Good for him.
And everyone agrees.
Mm-hmm.
And Buck's like, you got to make this when you come back to the firehouse. And Eddie just sort of looks at him and goes, how about dessert? So Taylor sort of exchanges a look with Buck, and he's like, okay, I'll go talk to him.
Mhm.
So he follows him
Go
into the
fix
kitchen.
your boyfriend. He's looking sulky.
Yeah. Asks him if he's okay. You look tired. It's like, man, you don't say that to people. It's like the worst thing to say to someone if they actually look tired. Don't tell them they look tired.
You can't just ask them why they're white. But after he insults Eddie's looks, he then says that Eddie doesn't need to pretend around him because he remembers how badly he felt when he was being Fire Marshal Buck and he was on the outside. And Eddie's like, but, this isn't the same thing because...
Eddie doesn't even have a clipboard.
He doesn't have a clipboard. But I think the difference for him is that Buck was forced into Fire Marshal Buck's position, whereas Eddie has chosen his exile.
Yeah.
And he can't really bitch and moan and complain about it because this is what he wanted, even though he's really struggling with it.
And he says, I like what I'm doing, and he gives the most grimacing smile. Like, yeah, I love it. And Buck's like, it's not what you're supposed to be doing, though. You're a firefighter. And Eddie's like, I'm still a firefighter. And then he goes, Buck, you need to move on. I have. And I'm like, hey, have you met Buck? Like, he does not do that.
He doesn't know what moving on means.
No.
Dog with a bone, that kid.
Like, Buck still won't let anyone sit in Eddie's spot at the dining table because he's like, no,
Yeah, he's
Eddie's coming back.
Yeah, he'll be back, like, soon.
Which leads us into the next scene where after Hen and Jonah have a little bit of a confrontation where Jonah is like doing his job because that's what Cap told him to do, and Hen throws an absolute tantrum that he's not allowed to call Bobby Cap because he's not Jonah's Cap.
No cap?
No Cap.
No cap.
Oh, Ellen's sigh. Oh, God.
So she stomps up to the loft area where Bobby is doing paperwork at the table. Like, he's inviting being interrupted at this point. Dude, you've got an office. Go in your office and do your paperwork.
Yeah.
But she, like, stomps over and says, I see that the new guy's back. Well, I didn't agree that he should come back today.
Bobby is so over Hen, you can tell. Because, like, Hen's like, new guy's back, and he's like, yep, I do remember typing his name into today's roster. And then Hen goes, I didn't agree to that. And Bobby's like, and yet it happened anyway.
So snarky.
But before that they could talk about it any further, Buck hurries up, and he's like, Cap, can I talk to you? And Hen whips around and says, can it wait? And Bobby's just like, is your name Cap?
Yeah, Bobby is so snarky. Oh, he's so sick of his children. Like, you can tell, like, Hen has just been shitting on all the medics. Buck's just been not letting anyone sit in Eddie's seat or, like, using Eddie's locker. Like, he's like, oh my God, you fucking children. Buck's like, did you know Eddie's not coming back to the 118? And Bobby's like, yeah, I suspected as much when he asked for a transfer. Buck's just he's got a bit of, separation anxiety. He's like, his rejection sensitivity is going off because he's like, no, like, it was supposed to be temporary, like Chimney. They're supposed to come back.
Then the mention of Chimney sort of triggers Hen. She's like, they are coming back. He's like, I don't know. I had dinner with Eddie last night and he seemed different. And then we get to the best part of the episode, which is the 911 does speed.
It's very exciting, even though the whole thing is completely ridiculous.
It's so dumb, but I love it so much.
Like, to be fair, I watched this and I, 10 out of 10 no notes. I did not switch my brain on once. I was just happily sitting back and watching.
I was like, I was just mind blank watching the pretty lights on the screen. Like,
yeah.
I was full network TV viewer during
general
this.
audience. We were general audience.
General
for this
audience,
one, and we enjoyed every minute of it.
Because, again, we don't care if it's ridiculous as long as we're having fun. And this was fun. Like, it was so dumb. It was so fun. Yeah, we got to see, like, drones, Buck jumping on utes, hot ladies. It was all happening. It was great.
It was great.
Children under threat, which, is always fun.
It's fine because they never die.
But it's never die. It starts off a family. I think they're coming. Are they coming back from dinner with his family?
I don't know,
but it's dark. Like the kids have tuned out. They're just on their phones. Like
they've got their headphones on. They've got their tablets. They've completely zoned out. The wife Erica is bitching about her mother-in-law. Every time they go and visit, it's her versus his family, and she's sitting there like an outsider. Like, we can look at the shot glass. We can't actually take a shot because that's not the full episode title, but at least it's a nod to being on the outside of a situation. And she complains that her mother-in-law uses her as a personal punching bag. But that's not the emergency that is going on. It's just the setting the scene of these two. We've got Erica and Sasha. Sasha then gets a phone call. It's an unknown number. He is definitely not a millennial because he answers the phone.
He answers the phone. I haven't answered my phone.
Especially not for an unknown caller. I see unknown caller and I'm tapping the Google screen button where it sends
my phone automatically screens everyone now, which is fine until your doctor calls to tell you that you have a heart condition and you miss the call because it is automatically screening.
Mine does it like real time, and then when the person starts talking, I get a transcript, and then I can choose to pick up the phone. I can pick up the phone and answer the call.
Oh wow,
now that I've known
is
what
fancy.
It's about. That's very fancy. I've never done it because as soon as they hear the AI screening voice, they immediately hang up. So
yeah, mine does have it's got a thing that's like, oh, what's your reason for the call? And then they start saying it and then I answer. But most people just hear it and hang up.
Yeah.
So.
I've had one person do it because I could see that they wanted to talk to me about my health insurance. And I'm just like, no, I'm going to hang up on you. Mm-hmm. But like millennial, I don't answer my phone if I don't know who it is. So either this guy is not a millennial or a non-millennial wrote this scene.
Well, this emergency would have been over a lot faster if he didn't answer the phone because they would have just slowed down and
died. Literally, I would have just died because I would not have answered the phone.
Exactly.
So the caller tells Sasha that he has placed, or they, because they've got a voice distortion, it could be a female. A bomb has been placed on their truck. Now that they have reached 55 miles an hour, the device is armed. If they drop below 55, it will explode. And that's, like I said, that's about 90 kilometers an hour. Both Erica and Sasha brush it off as a joke. They think it's one of their friends, Cosmo, like pulling a prank on them.
That Cosmo Kramer, I tell you what, guys.
It's such a random name. Oh my god. And Sasha even says, like, we've seen this movie before. I've seen this film before.
I think that's why I like this episode and like this thing, because they specifically call it out. Yeah. Like, they're not just like, oh, we're doing a play on speed. Oh, we're clever. They're actually like, yeah, no, we've seen this. Like, everyone is like, yeah, we've seen this movie before.
Yep.
And that's why I like it so much, because they're
not trying to pretend like, oh my god, no, this is a real legitimate emergency that's actually happened. Like, no, we know original. It's a movie. We know it's a movie. That's why it's funny.
That's it. And that's why I'm having such a great time, because everyone is just like, yeah, we've seen the movie, and go to hang up.
They don't even jump over a broken bridge.
So in trying to dismiss this caller and try to get them to say that it's a prank, Sasha says, like, we've seen this movie before. It's like almost 30 years ago. And the caller says, names the children, said that would have been well before your children, and names them, were born. So when Sasha starts to freak out because, random person naming his children, that's not cool, and tries to hang up the phone, the caller says, look in your armrest, and there is circuitry. There is a device in there which the caller says is a sensor that will sense their velocity, and that is what's going to sense if they drop below 55, and will trigger the bomb. So Sasha does the only sensible thing you do on a show called 911, which is calls 911. And Linda's immediately like, dude, it's a crime to call in a fake 911 call. Once he explains the situation.
Says, I've seen this movie before.
I've seen this
and
movie,
I didn't like the ending. I actually really did like the ending.
It was a happy ending, right? I don't think many people died.
I don't think... Did anyone die?
I think the bad guy might have died.
I mean, fuck the bad guy. No one cares. They don't count.
No.
It's been a long time since I saw it.
It has been a long time.
So they eventually convince Linda that they're actually telling the truth, and she sends Athena.
She sends Athena, and not just Athena. She sends Athena, who has picked up a member of the bomb squad, who has also got his drone pilot license, because he brings a fancy little drone to check.
A precision drone pilot.
Yes, because they send that drone flying underneath the car while it is still moving to check for any devices.
Okay, so we had a long discussion about this prior to the episode.
Yeah, because for once I wasn't the one picking it to pieces.
Ellen was like, "How fast do drones go?"
It was like it's not just the speed; it's like maneuvering like that drone wasn't one of the really tiny ones. It was like fairly large, and underneath a car while it's driving.
To be fair, the car was going in a straight line. Look, the car was going in a straight line. It wasn't moving that far backwards and forwards. It wasn't like it was, juking and ducking and weaving.
I mean, American pickup trucks are quite big, like off the ground. There's a bit of clearance there, so maybe that was enough. Like, I don't know. I just watched it and went, "That's very precise."
I've been watching the downhill skiing for the Winter Olympics, and I was like, well, drones can easily go 100 kilometers an hour because they're keeping up with the downhill skiers who are going like up to 120 something.
Yep.
And
just
this
as a side point, those drones are so fucking annoying when you're watching, like the noise of them while you're watching. It's so annoying. Anyway, yeah.
But even
like bees buzzing around your head the whole time.
There's even like a couple of steps down, sort of not quite that level of drone, but still sort of professional drones. They're still going over 100 k's. So
so anyway, we've decided that that this bomb squad drone operator moonlights in like during the Winter Olympics as the Winter Olympics drone pilot, because like the Winter Olympics drone pilots have to do something in their like years off. Yeah. So he's working for the bomb
Olympics
squad.
Only happens every 4 years.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, what else is he doing? He's working for the bomb squad.
So yes, Athena pulls up beside the car so the bomb squad guy can deploy the drone. That gets the kids' attention in the car because, police car, flashing lights, sirens, and they start to worry about, like, what's going on. Why can't we just, like, police? They're probably thinking, police, you got to pull over. Like, why aren't you pulling over? And the dad's like, it's fine, we're just going to keep driving. We're just going to listen to whatever the police tell us to do. And the bomb squad guy does find a homemade device underneath the vehicle. Linda opens up a party line so that everybody can hear everybody, and Athena tells Sasha, yes, we did find a bomb. We can't defuse it while you are moving, so the only thing we can do is I'm going to call my husband. And he's going to bring... Yeah.
Somehow the truck, like the ladder truck, managed to catch up to them on the highway.
That's fine, because we don't know where on the highway this guy is. We don't know where Station House 118 is. Like, they might have been right down the end of the freeway, and so Bobby was just able to cut in on an exit and catch up with him really quickly.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it's not just the 118, because it's also the 147 has joined in. And the plan is that they're going to, the 147 and the 118 ladder trucks are going to pull alongside the truck. 2 members are going to jump into the truck, and then they're going to use the ladder truck to get the people out of the pickup truck. Buck is going to be the representative from the 118, and... Obviously, he's the only one left, unless they let Ravi do it. And I don't think they're going to let Ravi do it.
Well, Ravi was sort of there as well, getting ready to help.
Ravi's helping, but he's not the primary.
Ravi
in
is
this
helping.
One. And we meet the firefighter from the 147 who's going to do it, which is Lucy Donato. And I love Lucy.
Oh, I know.
That's
Show
just
about
a TV
that.
show.
I love Lucy. I was so thrilled when they revealed that the member from the 147 was going to be Lucy Donato. Like, yes, kick-ass female firefighter, excellent. She's also another alumnus from Gilmore Girls coming on the show. So we had April. This is Lindsay, who was Dean's wife in the show, as in Jared Padalecki's character.
So
Dean's
hang on,
wife.
the one that Jared cheated on
The one that
with Rory.
yes.
Huh. There you go.
She's all grown up. If you're a Vampire Diaries fan, she was Lexi in Vampire Diaries. I never watched long enough to meet Lexi, I don't think. So, but yeah, I was just, oh my god, it's Ariel. That's so cool. And
Oh my god, she looks totally different.
well, that's what, hitting your 30s does. Because I don't know how old she was when she filmed Gilmore Girls. You could probably work it out, but I can't be bothered right now. So while Buck is trying to be really sort of sensible and careful about this whole plan, like he gets up onto the top of the moving ladder truck and he's sort of judging the distances and the speeds and trying to, as he tells Robbie, he's trying to work out the best way to do it. Lucy just jumps.
Lucy literally just jumps straight in. And Robbie's like that, I guess.
Like this whole section of them doing this death-defying, like jumping and climbing ladders and whatever, it reminded me of the one where they're driving along trying to rescue that guy in the plane, like,
Yes.
who was stuck on the side of the plane.
Yeah. I have things to say, but I'll wait till the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't want to say them now? Because
No.
we have a history of saying we're going to talk about stuff and then not remembering to talk about
No,
it.
this we will talk about.
Yeah, we will talk about this, don't worry.
Yep.
Okay. So they manage to get the kids out first and they put harnesses on them and then they climb up, like they extend the ladder out over the top of the truck's flatbed and they climb up the ladder basically to get out.
Yep.
So that's cool. The kids are safe. Well, arguably they're on a fire truck ladder that is driving at like 60 miles an hour down the
Robbie's
highway.
got them, it's fine.
But they're fine. And then the man and the woman are having a fight about who's going to get out first and who's going to drive. Oh, not before they discover the next problem that they have to overcome.
Oh, yeah, because Eddie is watching this instead of doing his work. He's in the break room. He's watching this unfold on Channel 8 News. And then races across dispatch floor and literally rips Linda's earpiece out of her ear and demands to be put through to the rescue team and tells them, do not move the driver because there might be a pressure switch. And, like, I get that they're doing that to keep Eddie involved in the emergency, but do you not think that the actual literal bomb squad guy wouldn't have thought of that?
Apparently not, because he hadn't mentioned it.
No.
But yeah, they're like, yeah, look under the gas pedal, look for wires, and they're like, oh look, there's a metal bar with springs under the gas pedal.
So yes.
So yeah, they can't take the foot off the, they can't take their foot off the gas. So yeah, so the wife and the husband are like, you go, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go.
Oh, it's not even that. It's the wife is just immediately, you go, because I cannot live in a world where you are dead and my mother-in-law teaches my children to hate me.
Literally, she's like,
So
I can't
need
deal
to
with your
die
mother,
in this
so
situation.
I will die instead.
Either we
Like,
both
Jesus,
die
okay.
because your mum will take the kids and they'll be fine, or I die and your mum helps you raise the kids and it's fine. But you dying and me having to deal with her and raise the kids, no. Athena's listening to this and she's getting pissed off. She's like, somebody needs to get out of the truck.
Yeah, can you guys just fucking get out of the truck? We're a little short on time here.
And
And
Erica's
Erica's like, no, you don't get it. And Athena's like, no, I think I have a pretty good idea. And Erica assumes it's her mother-in-law. And Athena's like, no, it's my mother.
Meanwhile, Bobby's listening to this entire conversation going, I'm yes.
Furiously nodding. Yeah.
I have a pretty good idea. Athena confesses on the open radio that everybody can hear that her mother hated her husband until he went to her, hat in hand, tail between his legs, and asked her for help. And so she tells Erica, that's what you need to do. You need to ask your mother-in-law for help. That is not going to help in this situation. It worked in Athena's case. I'm going to say there's an 85% chance of it definitely not working in Erica's case. But that's fine. The issue, though, is that they are rapidly running out of freeway. They've got maybe a mile left before they're going to run out of road. So they need to move, and they need to move now.
Eventually they decide that Erica is actually going to get out.
Yeah, so the plan is that Sasha is going to keep driving the truck. They're going to evacuate everybody else, and then they're going to fall back, and Bomb Squad are going to work on the car with Sasha still driving. So when Bobby tells them to evacuate the truck with the mum, Lucy's like, hang on, I left something back in the truck. And she grabs the Halligan tool, which Buck had taken onto the truck with them to pry open the back window so they could get everybody out. And she wedges that between the accelerator and the steering wheel so that there's still pressure on the accelerator so that Sasha can get out as well. And the Halligan is holding the steering wheel in place so it's not going to start swerving sideways as much. So then everybody can get off.
Yeah. I mean, there's no time to come up with any better plans, so it's just so crazy it might work.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And it does.
It does. So it's fine.
It does. There's a little bit of tension because the ladder truck is sort of, I think when Lucy wedges the Halligan in, she might depress the accelerator a little bit further than it was before, so the truck speeds up and the ladder truck's falling back. There's a bigger gap between the bed of the truck and the end of the ladder, and Buck literally has to leap for it. It just catches the last rung of the ladder.
Because naturally,
It's very dramatic.
And so he's dangling, legs waving everywhere, as Lucy's kind of grabbing his ass to try and pull him up onto the ladder a little bit more. The pickup goes through sort of the end of road caution. So there's plastic bollards. There's witches' hats saying, do not come through here. There is no more road. And then it hits the water bollards. And there's this big splash with the water bollards exploding. The car comes to a literal stop. And then everyone's
just watching.
Waiting.
Yeah.
It's a literal, where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom moment. Or,
and so Buck's like, oh, so the bomb was fake? And
then
Athena's like, ugh. And she starts to go forward, and then
wait for your bomb squad mate to go and have a look at it, please.
What was she going to go and, kick the car a couple of times to get the explosion?
I don't know what she was doing.
But yes, the explosion finally goes off. I also just kept thinking of that scene in the Batman movie with Heath Ledger where he's walking away from the hospital trying to set the bomb off, and he's pressing the button on the remote trigger and it's not working. He kind of stops and looks at the remote trigger and then turns around, looks at the hospital for a second and starts to walk back in, and then it explodes on him and he sort of races off.
Oh, right.
Which was
did it actually get clarified whether it was actually a mistake?
Apparently if the pyrotechnics were delayed. And so Heath just kept going and ad-libbed that part, is allegedly the story. So yes, family safe, bomb detonated, nobody got hurt, no property was damaged except for, some witches' hats and a truck. All happily ever after. For everyone except Eddie. Because he's about to get a dressing down from Josh.
Eddie's in trouble.
Eddie's in so much trouble. And I just love how, the way Josh approaches this. So, Eddie's in his office packing up, probably feeling pretty good about himself because he's, contributed to this death-defying emergency. And he's like, and Josh comes in, he's like, oh, so you're heading out, got big plans tonight? Eddie's like, oh, just having a few drinks with friends. Josh is like, oh, that sounds like fun. Unlike earlier with the bomb in the truck, that was pretty wild. Like, way to introduce the topic of your conversation, Josh.
It sure was.
But basically, he's annoyed that Eddie broke protocol because Eddie is not a dispatcher. He should not be going on to 911 calls. He should not be giving orders. And if he had had concerns, he should have taken them to Josh first. And then allowed...
Eddie's like, oh, it felt like time was of the essence. And Josh goes, yep, around here time's always of the essence. But you are an LAFD liaison, not a dispatcher. You're a guest in this house. Act like it. Don't ever hijack one of our calls again.
And you can see Eddie just like the expression on his face, and then he stops and puts on his customer service smile. He's like, I'm sorry, it won't happen again. And Josh is like, great, then I'll see you tomorrow.
The girls are fighting.
Poor Eddie. He looks like a kicked puppy.
It's just like when Shane tried to chirp at Scott. Starting to sound like him. What did you say?
Don't start that again.
So the 118 are having, oh god, the 118 are having drinks at a bar, which looks like it's like a badge and ladder bar, like the kind of bar that police officers and firefighters go to as their regular. And why is everybody wearing LAFD stuff?
Because they want the attention.
It was either
They've got to show their team.
It was, but I mean, like, that's literally part of their uniform. They're in civilian clothing, and then
so Buck is in a hoodie.
Yep.
Looking very cute with the LAFD jacket over the top.
Hen's got like a light blue knit jumper with an LAFD vest over the top. The only other thing I could think of was that around this time, ABC must, no, it was still Fox. Fox might have launched a merch line. And so they're getting the actors. It's like product placement for the merch.
I just figured they're like they had a good save, so they went out and they're like, oh look, we're because like even Lucy's like, that's the second time they've run at this hour. We're like the best action show on TV.
Yeah, because they're in the bar and the bar is showing Channel 8 News, and Channel 8 News is continually reporting on this, the daring freeway rescue.
Yeah, they want to be like, hey, look how cool we are. But also they want to be like, we're not cops. We're LAFD. See the FD on our jackets? Please look at the FD.
It's just so weird. I've never seen them go out to a bar in previous episodes or subsequent episodes and them still wearing parts of their uniform.
Yeah, but Buck looks fucking good, so I do not have any complaints. Buck with the hoodie jacket combo, oh my god.
The hoodie jacket combo is such a good combo. But it looks really good on Oliver.
It's just such a look. I love it. I'm great. I'm very happy about it.
So Lucy is drinking with Bobby and Buck and Hen, and she's talking about the fact that the 118 and the 147's rescue is going to do wonders for Channel 8 News' ratings. And Bobby is complaining about the fact that thinking about ratings is such a Californian firefighter thing to do. Mm-hmm. And so Buck is like, well, what did they care about in Minnesota, Cap? Cheese? I'm like, no.
Bobby's like, cheese is Wisconsin. Thank you. In Minnesota, we care about the official state grain of wild rice. And they're like, well, yep, cool.
Okay.
Rice.
Good
okay.
job, Cat. Yep. Great.
And there's a lot of talk about how cold it must be down in Minnesota, and Lucy could never handle being a firefighter in that kind of temperature. Basically, they're having a great time. They're poking fun at Bobby. Bobby's letting them poke fun. Meanwhile, Eddie has walked into the bar. So I'm assuming that he is meant to be joining them for drinks. But
yeah, he's been invited.
He sees Buck literally like going ass over tea kettle laughing at something that Lucy and Bobby have said.
Would you say he's on the outside? Looking in?
Looking in?
It's fair. What's that song from, I think it's the Evan Hansen musical, where he's literally talking about being on the outside looking in? That's Eddie at this point.
Yeah.
And so he sees everyone having fun without him. He sees Buck having a great time without him. So he leaves. he sulks
gets a bit
and he leaves.
sulky. Yeah.
Yes. So a little bit later, Bobby leaves for the night. He's had enough of watching everyone get drunk and being the sober dude. He
It's
does
like 10 minutes
say,
later.
yeah. I'm surprised he doesn't pass Eddie out in a car park.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like still sulking in his truck.
He's like, his parting words are, "You guys did a great work out there, both of you." He's talking to Buck and Lucy, even though you did disobey an order, Lucy. And I love that they're at this point that they're setting Lucy up as like the female Buck, and kind of specifically female Buck 1.0.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's.
But I also love that like they've. Yeah, no, I'll get to it at the end. It's fine.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
And then Lucy's like, "Oh, come on, I was just passing the steering wheel on my way out. It was no big deal. Like, ma'am, you had to climb back into the truck to do that." But it's fine. So Bobby leaves, and Hen decides to waylay him for a private word before he goes. And basically he tells her that she needs to give Jonah a chance. And Jonah sees Hen talking to Bobby and immediately assumes that they're talking about him, so decides to wander over and find out exactly what she and Bobby were saying about him. Which is slightly presumptuous and, very...
It's kind of...
Correct, though.
Very correct, though, yes.
I mean, like, it's a crowded bar, but, like, Hen basically walked over and was like, "Hey, I fucking hate Jonah. Can we just get rid of him?" And Jonah's, like, 2 people away and is just standing there like, "What the fuck did I do to you?"
I like this section, though, because, I mean, I have conflicted feelings about Jonah, but at this point, we talk a lot about, like, the background firefighters in the 118 about whether they want to step up and join the A-team or whether they're frantically drawing straws about who has to go because none of them want to actually work with the members of the 118 because of the shit that happens to them. And Jonah's basically falling into the camp of, I was fucking nervous to work with you guys because you are legends. And his perception is working with a 118 is the assignment that everybody wants.
Mm. But it's also really intimidating.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Ravi's like, "Someone get me out of this fucking nightmare. Jesus fucking, how did I get here? Why am I still here? I can't."
Every week he's going back to Bobby and he's like, "Bobby, please, can I just go back to B shift? Please. I'll be good, I promise."
No, Buck likes you. Sorry. Stuck with it now.
I feel like he's growing on it, though. Like, it's growing on him.
Like it's humour.
I love Ravi so much. But
yeah,
Ravi's going back to the B shift every so often, and he's just like, "I think Buck and Eddie got a divorce because Eddie's now left, but they still have a kid together, and then, like, Buck went to his house for dinner, so it must be amicable, but I don't know, man, the vibes are weird."
They are weird, though. He's not wrong.
Hen also lets Jonah know exactly why she's being such a bitch to him, and it's that when Chim was her partner, it wasn't work. She was just hanging out with her best friend, like, around people who were bleeding profusely. And she misses that. And Jonah's like, "Cool, yeah, I'm not going to be your best friend."
Yeah, that's cool. Good for you.
I want to work with you. I'm not going to be your best friend. I'm not going to help you bury the bodies.
Wasn't even drinking with you. I was drinking with the background
I was over
firefighters.
There.
Like, yeah.
This is going to be a strictly professional relationship here, if you will let me. And it's like, and Hen's just kind of like, I don't know. So Bobby has gone home, and as per Athena's rule, he's doing his homework in the bedroom. He's going through the personnel files because he's realised that he can't put off finding new members for the team. And he tells Athena that his reticence is not trying to find someone who is qualified enough, it's trying to find someone who has the right chemistry. A good team has a certain rhythm. He likes the rhythm of the 118. If he puts the wrong person in there, he's going to destroy the chemistry and the camaraderie within the team.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong. It is weirdly different when new people come along.
Yeah. And he's reminiscing about when he first joined the 118. He's like, that team, when I first joined the 118, that was magic. The best team I ever worked with. And Athena's like, the 118 was the island of misfit toys before you got there and
like,
when you first got there.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you didn't even, Buck when he, that wasn't even when you first got there. But, Buck was awful. What the fuck are you talking about?
Bobby's like, oh, there are 1 or 2 bad apples. And I'm like, Sal, Tommy.
Yeah. And the thing is literally that you tossed aside.
You didn't.
And then Buck you fired 8 times before he finally shaped up. What the fuck are you talking about? You didn't find a magical special team. You built it.
Yeah, you hired Eddie to be Buck's best friend on the team and keep him out of your hair.
Yeah, you hired Eddie to keep Buck in line, and instead Buck dragged Eddie right down to his level.
But long story short, you built the 118 and you can do it again.
And I'm just sitting there going, but we don't want him to do that. We just want Eddie and Chim back, please. No, I'm with Buck here. I miss them.
I know, I miss Chim. Eddie's still around, so it's fine, but I miss Chim.
Yeah,
then we're going to go back to the bar for what is probably the most problematic scene in this episode. And the scene that I hate in this episode.
Yeah, but Lucy's got her tits out, and Buck's looking really good in that jacket and hoodie combo. Were they talking? I don't know.
For thirsty purposes, you're totally okay with this scene.
Yeah.
Look,
backstory.
Ariel is
blah, blah,
gorgeous.
Blah.
She does look really good in this scene. Oliver, yes, very cute. And I just looked up how old Ariel is. She is my age, so I feel completely okay with thirsting over her.
Oh, thank God. After binging Hudson content all day.
She was born in...
What a relief.
She was born in 1985, so in this episode, she's mid-30s.
Oh, wow. She's a fair bit older than Oliver then, too.
Yeah.
Because Oliver's my age.
Yeah, I know.
It's 91, baby.
So
she just sorry, I've got the scene because I was just talking about how good Buck looks. So I've got the scene open in the other tab, and she just bent over to hit the ball, and I'm like.
Ooh,
so
good.
while as Alice ogles, yes, Buck and Lucy.
Yeah, what are they talking about? You guys can fill in whatever their mouths are moving. Because all I hear is place name, backstory.
Yeah, they're playing pool, and Lucy is doing a little bit of place name backstory. She's sort of telling Buck a little bit about herself. And there's a little bit of a flirty vibe.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because, Buck starts the flirting.
Buck can't help it. Buck flirts with anything that sits still long enough.
Yes. So, Luke...
he was flirting with a guy with a tapeworm up his ass. The only thing he didn't flirt with the second he saw it was Eddie, and that was because he was jealous.
But what's really interesting is that he starts the flirting, because they're talking about Lucy is a firefighter in a family full of cops. She's like, I like to keep my family on my toes, and Buck's like, what keeps you on your toes? And it's
wink,
nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
You have a girlfriend. Stop that.
At around this point, Lucy's apparently ordered margaritas, and they get delivered to the pool table. And
it's basically a bucket of margarita.
It's massive. She hands one to Buck, and he's sort of eyeing this drink, and she's like, we can, you Ubered to the bar, right? Maybe we can share an Uber later. And Buck immediately starts backpedaling the flirting.
He's like, oh, fuck, I flirted too hard, she's flirting back, this isn't a good idea.
You started this, and now you can't
Buck's
finish
like,
it.
Oh, I'm the other way, I wouldn't do that to you. And Lucy's like, you don't even know where I live.
Buck's like, right, no, yeah, I'm just saying, when she's like, relax, Buckley, I just like watching you squirm. And he's like, yeah, me? Squirm? No, I don't squirm, I'm not squirming. And at this point, she's moving in. She's tugging at the little toggles on his hoodie, and then she leans in and kisses him.
Oh,
and
no.
Buck pulls back and sort of looks at her, and then dives in for kiss number 2, and 3, and 4, and probably many, many, many more. and I start screaming. Not in like, oh my god, they're kissing. It's like, oh my god, they're kissing.
Oh, Buck's...
Yeah.
Look, Buck's a fucking idiot. I don't blame Lucy at all. Like, Lucy doesn't know that he has a girlfriend, and also he looks real fucking cute, and they've had a bit to drink. I've done worse when I've been a little bit tipsy.
I
Also,
will...
Buck has been, like, a bit flirty, so...
I'm going to reserve my soapbox for the end of the episode. But I will be pulling it out and getting up onto it. I've had it decorated. It's so pretty. But I will be reserving it to the end. Yes, I bedazzled my soapbox.
But my favourite part of this, because, like, obviously I don't like the fact that Buck kissed Lucy. Even though they're pretty people, not happy about that. But we go to a commercial.
Yep.
And then we, like, close up to Buck in an Uber. And he's like, oh, who should we have him drop off first, me or you?
Plastered.
And it's
he's
like,
so
oh,
drunk.
fuck. Like, he's so drunk. Like, he is slurring. He's fully, like, doesn't know what's going on. And then it cuts to Hen going, I ordered the Uber, Buck. So he did not go home with Lucy. It's fine. He's with Hen, who is very much not drunk.
Okay,
and is
so...
like, okay, so what happens?
So.
Cool. Let me, hang on. Hen's texting, oh my fucking god, what's her wife's name?
Karen.
Hen's texting Karen in her pocket, just like, oh my god, babe, guess the gas.
Okay, so what do we think happened? Did Buck kiss Lucy, freak the fuck out, and then call Hen, who was like his emergency contact, and like, Hen, you gotta come get me? Or was Hen still in the bar? She saw him kissing Lucy,
saw it, and
ran
was just like, hey, Buck,
walked straight across,
just head
grabbed
over
him by
here.
the ear, and dragged him out of the bar.
Yeah, I'm guessing that was what happened.
Hey, Buck, maybe you should go home to your girlfriend Taylor now.
Yeah.
Either way,
Well,
yes.
he did say that he ran away. Like, he said, no, I have a girlfriend.
He does say that
and
he
I
ran away, yeah.
So maybe
Okay,
he
so-
was in control of his faculties at that point.
He's so cute when he says that too. He's like, I said I have a girlfriend
and
and I ran away. And Hen's like, good job, yep.
And then he's like, it's just a misunderstanding. Yeah, you never meant for it to happen. No, but
No, she kissed me. It wasn't my fault. I may have kissed
her back.
And Hen's like, oh.
Yeah, like, is Hen really the best person to be having this conversation with?
Because Buck is like, literally, what do I do now? I have to tell Taylor. And I'm going, you're asking the woman who cheated on her wife whether you should tell your girlfriend that you cheated on her. And Hen's immediately first response is, no, don't tell her. Like, did that really work out for you?
No, hang on, no. She said, doesn't she say yes first? Like, yeah, you need to tell her, you have to be honest. Oh, no, wait.
No, she says no first, and then says yes, and then says no, then says yes. Because she's like, no, like, don't tell her.
But
oh, no, wait, she does say yes. She's like, you have to be honest, don't tell her, it'll only make her upset.
Regardless, Cheetah McCheaterson is not the person that Buck should be taking advice from in this situation.
Well, she doesn't seem to know what to give him advice for anyway.
Hen eventually goes, no, tell Taylor, Buck. You're a terrible liar, she's going to figure it out anyway. And then Buck's like, you're making me nauseous, I need you to pick a side. And Hen's like, honesty. Honesty is the best policy. It's easier to remember. And Karen will kill me if I come home and say that I didn't tell you to, like, I told you to not tell her.
I do love that it's not so much like honesty is the right thing to do, it's just you're not going to be able to fuck up honesty.
Yeah.
You're gonna be able to remember honesty. So yeah, that's like, that's not going to end well, no matter what.
No, none of this is going to end well.
But we're going to do a quick divert to the Diaz residence, where it's some ungodly hour of night or morning, I'm not entirely sure what. Christopher wanders into the kitchen to find an undead-looking zombie Eddie sitting at the table.
I laughed so hard at this scene. It's not even that funny, but it made me laugh so much. Because, like, Chris is clearly just waking up. And he's like, what are you doing? And Eddie is just sitting there at the table, not moving, not speaking, literally just staring into space. And Eddie's just like, I'm so sorry, buddy. Did I wake you? And Chris is like, I don't think so. Like, no?
I don't know.
Why are you awake? Like, Chris probably just got up to pee and was like, why the fuck is Dad just staring at nothing?
And he tries to make some bullshit about, his body not being used to 9 to 5 hours. And Chris very rightly calls him on his bullshit.
I love Chris so much.
And then he's like, okay, cool. What do you think is wrong with me? And Chris is like, you miss being a firefighter. And Eddie's like, well, yep, 100% Doc. You are correct. And so Chris asked him, why did you stop? And he said, well, you wanted me to stop. Chris is like, I never asked you to stop. And Eddie said, but you were having nightmares and you said that Christmas had to be perfect in case I died. I thought that's what you wanted.
Like, you can see how I got to that logical conclusion.
Yeah,
right?
and Chris is like, well, yeah, your job is scary, but you're brave and I can be brave too. And like, Edmundo, did you not talk to anybody before you made this decision?
Yeah, maybe you should have just checked with Chris. Is this going to make you
like
100%
like this is obviously an adult problem, and Christopher does not need to be given the burden of having to make a decision about what Eddie is going to do for a career. But at least sort of just checking in, like, hey, I'm thinking maybe I switch jobs.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll feel a bit better if I'm not, literally in the firing line every single day. Maybe if you talk to Carla or a therapist or Buck or anybody about this before unilaterally making this decision, which is apparently what he has done.
Yeah, at a Christmas party, surrounded by random children.
Yes.
3 months ago.
For the drama. He made that decision on his own.
Okay, this next scene is so stupid.
Yes. It's so dumb.
And
it's fine.
completely
It's so dumb,
ruins the flow of the episode. Like, I don't think we actually need this next scene. I think I would have been perfectly happy without this next scene having existed at all.
Yeah, but at least we find out who planted the bomb.
But it's so stupid, and it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
I think I would have been perfectly happy with, there was a bomb in the truck, how to get there. I don't know, but it was fun.
Yeah, we've had plenty of emergencies where it was not explained afterwards.
Yes.
I kind of hoped it was the blackout hackers, because, like, I couldn't remember what happens, and I was just like, maybe it's the blackout hackers. And this just never gets explained, but no.
I mean, that would make more sense.
But it's fine.
But no, I mean, the actual explanation is that Sasha and Erica live on this nice, tidy suburban street, and there is a hoarder that lives across the street from them. And said hoarder is bringing down property values to the point that Sasha and Erica are moving because they can't stand looking at this guy's house every single day. And for some reason, one of the other neighbours are having an altercation with the hoarder dude, who we find out his name is Kurt, which necessitates Athena being called to the neighbourhood. And she notices that Erica and Sasha from the speed emergency live across the street, so she goes over to talk to Erica, and she says that they're moving also because they don't like the idea of the person who put the bomb in the car knowing where they live.
Yeah, they're moving after like a day. Like, everyone was just at the bar.
It's very quick. Apparently, they've had some altercations with Kurt across the street. They've offered to help him clean up his front yard. Sasha even filed a court order to force him to clean up. I don't know how that works. I don't think that's something you can do. But funnily enough, the hearing was perhaps in the days surrounding the speed emergency, and they never made it to court because this whole bombing thing happened. So they dropped the suit.
And
Athena connects the dots.
They dropped the suit literally yesterday because the bombing happened yesterday.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do get to take a shot because when Eric is saying, the bomber knew everything, our kids' names, he knew what our husband did for a living, Athena's like the bomber was right outside your house, looking in.
Looking in.
He was outside looking in.
He was watching.
And that's enough for her. I don't know that that's enough for probable cause for her to go onto this guy's property. But we don't care. She's going to do it anyway. She doesn't care.
Athena does what Athena wants, let's be real.
So she storms into Kurt's house. It is a hoarder house. He's stalking her through the hoarder house while she's stalking him, and she ends up knocking him out with his own pile of junk. And that's the end of it, and it's so stupid.
And she says, "We need an RA unit. He may have sustained minor injuries. Bomber's suspect is in custody."
He's not. He's just lying on the floor. You haven't even put him in cuffs yet. It's so stupid that, like, this massive emergency and this intricate bomb and all of this technology, because you've got a hoarder house and somebody asked you to clean up your front yard.
Yeah.
It's such a letdown. The scale of the emergency and the scale of the reveal of who caused the emergency are not the same, and I wish that they were. Or I wish they just hadn't revealed it. Like, we didn't need to go back and find out. I was enjoying just watching the other explosions that were, going on. The interpersonal explosions.
I probably would have preferred seeing this guy blow a few more things up rather than, like, Jeffrey hanging around for as long as he did.
Oh my god, literally.
But, the other thing is that this guy does not look like he had the know-how to make that kind of technological, that kind of bomb. That kind of sophisticated
Maybe they're
technology.
making some sort of social commentary.
Know. He had a whole bunch of, like, electrical bits and pieces in his front yard, like...
Yeah, because he's a hoarder.
And he said that he didn't want to get rid of it because this thing had, like, electrical components in it that he uses for stuff.
Did he say that? He's just like, it could be useful.
Yeah, he did. No, he was talking about electrical components.
No, hang on. I'm going back up here. It's
you
not...
don't believe me?
It's only junk because apparently
diodes.
he fished the diodes out of the
Do you have any idea how
neighbors.
hard it is to find diodes like these?
But is he actually using them, or is he just hoarding them?
I don't fucking know, but it doesn't matter
because
because
I don't fucking care because
it doesn't matter.
It literally does not matter. But it just makes no sense that they spent all this time doing this scene when they didn't need to. When we could go back and have a little bit more of Eddie absolutely losing his shit on Bobby.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Meanwhile, Eddie is losing his shit on Bobby. He turns up at Bobby and Athena's house.
Before Bobby's shift starts.
Yeah.
So that's like 6, 7 a.m.? If they're doing 24 hours, they usually
They don't ever start later in the day?
Not if they're doing 24, because they usually come off around morning, because then they go for breakfast. So that's somewhere between 6 and 9. So they'd have to start somewhere between 6 and 9 if they're actually following sort of standard shifts. But, nobody in this writer's room has any idea how the shifts actually work.
It's fine. Carla's still on call. She's there watching Chris. It's all good.
So he shows up on Bobby's front doorstep. Bobby invites him in. And he asks Eddie, what do you want to talk about? And Eddie brandishes this packet of papers at Bobby and is like, it's my request to transfer back to the 118. Like, he's doing Bobby this massive favour.
Oh,
like, he's so proud of himself. I know.
Yeah. He's coming home. That's what he says.
But the other thing is that he sounds and looks so happy, but it's his customer smile face.
Yeah.
Like, he's still pretending. He's just like, I made a mistake and I want to fix it.
Yep. Josh yelled at me and I don't want to be there anymore.
Josh yelled at me and Bucks moved on without me, even though I told him he had to move on without me, and he's got a new best friend that he kisses, and I want to be the best friend that he kisses, so I need to come back.
That is absolutely what he's pouting about. You're right.
Yeah, 100%. And Bobby's like, yeah, we talked about this before you left. I know you have big feelings right now, but that's why we had a talk before you left. And he's like, yeah, I know you tried to talk me out of it. You were right. Bobby's like, no, it's not about being right. I want you to understand. I just want to understand what's changed. It was 3 months ago you asked to transfer out, and now you want back in. And he's like, yeah, Christopher was struggling. And Bobby's like, yep, not just him. You said that. I agreed to a transfer. We found you a spot. You don't seem better. Are you sleeping?
At all.
Eddie and I, at this point, both look like Whittaker from The Pit. with the dark circles under our eyes.
Yeah, Eddie is not looking good. I do like what Bobby says here, because he says that he remembered when he first went on medical leave, and that he suddenly, all of the stuff inside him that he'd been able to ignore when he was working got super loud. That even he was perhaps using his job to block out his own thoughts and his own feelings. So he understands that Eddie, who is very similar in that way, and now that he doesn't have the job to focus on, all of those thoughts and feelings and voices inside his head and big feelings are like rising to the surface.
Who would use something to distract yourself from the real world?
But basically,
anyway,
he's saying,
hated rivalry.
But he's basically saying to Eddie, like, you need to go and resolve those thoughts and feelings and
Please
issues.
go to
and
therapy.
Go to fucking therapy, get yourself sorted, and then you can come back. You cannot keep pushing down the issues in your head with firefighting. It's not going to work. And you can't drink. I don't recommend drinking. You can't go to illegal fight clubs because you nearly got arrested last time.
Please don't punch people over this.
So just please go to therapy.
Can't drink, can't do illegal substances, can't do illegal fight clubs, can't do anything.
So Eddie's just like, well, fine. If I can't come back to the 118, I'll just go to another house. And Bobby's like, well, I hope they don't call me for a recommendation.
Oh.
And then Eddie turns around and says, you know, when the brass were coming for you after they found out about the Minnesota fire, and they were trying to fire you, I had your back. I supported you. Why aren't you supporting me? And Bobby's like, that's not what is going on here. And then Eddie can't physically hit Bobby, so he decides to hit him in the feels and says, you're going to stand there with 100-odd bodies on you and tell me that I am not fit for duty? Go to hell.
Oh.
Like, Eddie...
With 100-something bodies on you, like, Eddie!
Eddie is a messy bitch and hurt
That
people.
is a
Edmundo Diaz!
But he lashes out. We've seen this with Eddie, and he can't physically lash out in this, so he's going to lash out in other ways. And I think it would probably have hurt Bobby less if Eddie had just punched him. This was so much worse than just a fist to the face. And he's always fought dirty. We've seen him fight with Buck before. He's just... He's nasty when he fights.
Yep.
So I don't think we're getting Eddie back at the 118 anytime soon.
Oh no. Not until these guys make it up though.
Not till Eddie sees a fucking therapist.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of idiots.
Oh my god.
We go to Buck's apartment. So Taylor's just working, typing away quite happily, DMing the LAFD Twitter account, asking how fast the ladder truck goes. And Buck's just like freaking the fuck out. He's just like, hey, can we talk? And Taylor's like, yep, give me a minute.
And he's like, no,
and
now.
Buck's like, no, now. It's important. It's like, oh, yep, okay. Is everything okay? You look like you're about to throw up. Someone got some big feelings today?
But like, she literally just wanted to finish her email. That's all she wanted to
she's
do.
like, I have a line left. I'm just making sure that I put enough exclamation marks to period rate. Like just making sure the ratio is okay.
Let me put the full stop at the end of this sentence, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I need to talk to you now.
Oh, okay, buddy. Yep. And yeah, Buck starts just word vomiting.
Oh my god.
He's like, things have been great with us. Yep, really great. This is the most functional relationship I've ever been in.
Sure,
and Taylor's like, good for you, buddy. No, she goes, careful with the sweet talk. It might go to my head. Buck's like, I just want to say I love you. I do. Never intentionally do anything to hurt you. And Taylor's face, like, darkens. Yeah, this is probably the most serious we've ever seen her with Buck.
She's like, oh, and he's fucked up. He's done something bad.
What the fuck did you do? Like, spit it out, Buckley. And he's like, I think you should move in with me.
Oh, Buck.
What?
He chickens out.
This...
No,
this will not be the first
no.
time this move appears in this series.
No,
I just want to point that out.
This is not chickening out. Like, chickening out would be just, like, changing the subject or walking away. He's, like, double, tripling, quadrupling down on whatever the fuck is happening here.
Yeah. We immediately go to the 118 locker room where Hen just goes, "You did what?" Buck's like, "I panicked. I was going to tell her, but she looked so pre-hurt. So I had to say something else." And Hen's like, "Okay, what did she say?" She was surprised, but she said yes. And now the two of them are living together. But yeah, not for a few weeks. She's got to pack and get out of her lease.
Pack up a couch.
Hen's like, "What the fuck is..." Pick up a couch. Hen is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You're a fucking idiot." Buck's like, "It's gonna be fine. Taylor and I already spend all our time together. What's the difference?" Hen's like, "You kissed another girl 2 days, like literally a day ago."
He did say a couple of episodes ago that he thought that they were living together anyway.
Yeah, literally Taylor's like, "I'm going home," and he's like, "You're going where?"
But as Hen points out, there's living together when both of you have your own space and one of you, like Taylor, can leave when she's had enough of your bullshit, and then there's living together when neither of you have anywhere else to go.
Yeah. It always amuses me. So, like, I'm pretty sure I brought it up when Albert was hanging out with Buck's, like, the girl that Buck dated.
Veronica.
Briefly. Yeah, where, like, houses in shows make no sense because, like, obviously they don't want to build another set.
Yep.
And so they just, like, do the same thing. So, like, in Friends, for example, Friends is the biggest example, and it does my absolute head in every time I fucking watch Friends. So when Monica and Richard are dating, Richard is a grown-ass adult man with a grown-ass adult house. Monica has been to his house. They built his house set because Monica catered at his house. And then there's, like, full episodes where, like, he's at her house and it's annoying having to get through Ross and deal with Ross and Rachel. Ross also has his own house. Why are they hanging out at the house where they have roommates? When both of their boyfriends live alone, why are they oh my fucking god, that, like, yes, the apartment's big for a New York apartment, but it's not that fucking big. Just go to the place where you have no other roommates. Or, like, if you want to be home, just be like, "Oh, hey, like, are you going to be home tonight, Rachel? Because, like, I want to be home tonight. Like, can you go to Ross's?" Like, I just don't understand. When I had housemates, like, we would go to whoever's house was the quietest. Like, whoever's roommates were out, like, that's where we'd go. I don't understand why. And then it's brought this back up in me lately because I've been watching Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you've been watching something that's not Heated Rivalry and not The Pit?
I know.
Amazing.
So it's one of my best friend's favorite shows ever. And she's been telling me to watch it for ages, but her introduction to the show was, "Oh my god, I just cried at Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist again." And I'm like, "I don't want to watch the show. It sounds sad." And she's like, "Yeah, it is fucking sad, but it's a good show." And I'm like, I don't have the emotional capacity for this. Anyway, so she refuses to watch any more of my shows. So she watched the entire 15 fucking seasons of Supernatural. Which is not an easy watch. She watched the entire thing.
The least you can do is give Zoe a
And
chance.
I still hadn't watched Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. And so, obviously, like, Hated Rivalry, I was like, "Oh, like, you probably like it, Rara." And she's like, "I'm not fucking watching any more of your shows until you watch Zoe's." And so we're now watching Zoe's together. And she's like, "You could just watch it at home." And I'm like, 1, I don't have time to watch it at home because I'm busy rewatching Hated Rivalry. 2, you wanted me to watch, I'm watching it with you. Like, you have to deal with this. Anyway, so, watching Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, and there's a whole episode, entire episode that has Zoe gets together with her best friend, spoilers, and they are trying to have some alone time, but Zoe's staying with her mum, because there's, like, some family shit going on. So she's staying with her mum to give her mum support, and she's not ready to go back home yet, but they're trying to have some alone time, and there's always people in her mum's house, including, like, her mother. And so they're like, "Oh, like, okay, we'll go back to Zoe's place." And then Zoe's like, "Okay, I'm not ready to be here." And they're like, "That's okay." Like, and then her mum ends up just, like, going out for the night to leave. And I'm like, he's homeless?
Oh, like, why aren't we going back to his place?
Like, does he not have a house? He's a 30-year-old man in the tech industry. Where the fuck does he live?
If he's a 30-year-old man in the tech industry, he probably has, like, a mattress on the floor.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. But like,
He has no furniture.
They were literally doing the same job until like 3 months ago, and she had her own apartment like when they were doing the same job. So I'm like, he is homeless.
No, he does not want her to see his house because he's got no food in the fridge. He's got no curtains on the windows. His
like,
mattress is on the floor.
Home,
he doesn't change his sheets.
Buy a bed base. Like, but he just had a girlfriend last season. Like, did they just always go to her house? I just don't understand.
Yes.
I'm like, where do you live?
Either that.
Where do you live?
He always went to his girlfriend's house, or she left him and took all the furniture with her because she was the one that made the apartment, like, or the house, a home. And now he's back to this sad little bachelor
He has no couch.
He has no couch. Exactly.
But oh my god, it drove me insane because it was a full episode and there was just no one in that writer's room was like, we should maybe mention that like his house is getting renovated, or like, you know, he has noisy roommates too, like something.
Nope.
But instead, they were just like, oh, like we'll just have to find somewhere to get some alone time. And I'm like, where does he live? Why is he homeless? Oh my fucking god. Anyway, I don't even remember why I started on this tangent. I'm just real mad about it.
Because I said about they no longer have their own places to go to once Taylor moves in, because Taylor has given up her lease for her place.
Yeah.
The conversation ends. So Hen's point was that suddenly neither he nor Taylor will have their own place to run from. And Buck's like, I'm not running from anything, okay? I love Taylor. And Hen's like, okay, and what about Lucy? He's like, well, I don't ever have to see her again. It's fine. Really, Buck? Really, Buck? At this point, Bobby comes in, sort of ringing his little bell, going, everybody upstairs, I've got announcements to make. So the rest of the 118 starts sort of trailing Bobby up to the kitchen, including Ravi, who kind of does a drive-by of Hen and Buck, going, hey, what was up with Eddie last night? Or the other night? Because, you know, he was at the bar. And Hen's like, I didn't see him. And
Buck's like, I texted him.
He left me on
like,
red.
Babe, get over here. Yeah.
Ravi's like, well, I saw him in the parking lot and he kind of just blew me off. But, you know, and Buck's like, he did what? And it's like, Ravi's like, no, not like that. He was
just like, that's so weird. Normally that's what he does with me. Why is he doing it with you? I also didn't see Ravi at the bar, but sure. Maybe Ravi got his feelings hurt and was like, wow, bye. It was such a good night with Eddie. He was like, I'm good, I'm going home.
So
I'm spent, guys, I'm spent.
He was drinking with the others, not
was
with
he?
Hen. Yeah,
well, we didn't see it.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I did not see Anirudh. I'm very sorry, Ravi. Yes, you were there.
We love you, Ravi.
So
it's not the way that Eddie does.
Buck and Hen eventually make their way up to the kitchen, and they notice that Jonah is standing by the kitchen bench next to Bobby and sort of, you know, front of the assembled members of the 118. And Hen's like, why do I get the feeling that that guy is part of the announcements? And it is. Bobby is announcing that Jonah is going to be permanently joining the 118 as the new paramedic. And so Jonah starts making this big fucking speech. And Buck is trying to buck Hen up. He's like, you know, he's probably going to be a really good partner. He doesn't seem so bad. And Hen's like, what the fuck are you doing right now? And he's like, I'm trying to look on the bright side. I'm trying to be a better Buck. And Hen's just like, well, stop it. Ravi's been taking notes. And he's like, well, that's only one announcement, Cap. What's the other announcement? Who's the other person that's going to be joining the team? And Bobby says, someone you also know, just not as well. And there's a cut of footsteps running up the stairs to the loft kitchen. And then he very dramatically points at the stairs and goes, Lucy Donato. And everyone turns to see that Lucy is standing at the top of the stairs. And Buck goes, oh, fuck. And Hen's like, oh, no. Actually, Buck is like, oh no, and Hannah's like, oh yes. Yeah, so Lucy is joining the 118.
I laughed so hard the first time I saw this. I literally, like, my notes are literally like, are they playing Changes? Oh my god, it's going to be Lucy. It's definitely going to be Lucy. Ha 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 ha, it's Lucy.
I am so, because yeah, as they're heading up to the kitchen, Bowie's Changes kicks in, and I'm so surprised that they did not actually call this episode Changes. Yeah. Because I remember, like, in the 90s and early 2000s, there was a really big trend of every TV show having an episode called Changes.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, now that we're finally at the end of the episode, everyone knows, like, I have to mention the fact that they're literally replacing Eddie with Lucy.
With the girl that Buck has kissed.
And then Buck immediately kisses her.
To be fair, he didn't know.
My notes are...
To be fair, he didn't know that she was going to be his replacement when he kissed her.
My notes are literally... So they replaced Eddie with a girl, and then Buck kissed her.
Yeah.
Like, it drives me insane. Every time I think about this arc, it drives me insane.
It drives me insane for other reasons. I love Lucy as a character, and I love that they introduced Lucy. I hate the storyline that they gave her, though. Because, like, the 118 is such a sausage fest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Hen there, but Hen is the paramedic, so she doesn't do the death-defying, amazing rescues. That's Buck and that's Eddie, and it's like, you don't see Hen wrapping a fire hose around her waist and yeeting herself off the side of a building. She's the sensible one. She does the saving of the people, not the rescuing of the people. So I was really excited when they brought in a female firefighter who they were like the equivalent of Buck. So she's doing the death-defying rescues. But then they have her kiss Buck. And I am sure that nobody in the writer's room thought of this implication, but doing that, for me, it is the misogynistic stereotype of a woman in a male-dominated field just does it to fuck the men. And it kind of reminds...
Oh, yeah, like, I hate, like, that side of it. It just drives me insane that they literally replaced it. Because,
No.
As Ellen said, it's just like when they're on top of the truck with the plane. It's a direct parallel.
Like, I get the parallels. And I would have loved if they just kind of kept it at the parallels and they hadn't actually progressed it. And I know why they did it. It's because then we get the storyline. It's like the sleeping with the guy at the bar. It's like, it's Meredith and McDreamy, right? Yeah. You sleep with someone, you don't know who, you don't have a relationship with them, then the next morning you discover that, you know, he's your boss. Like, so he's kissing Lucy thinking she's just another firefighter. The next day he finds out that he's actually, you know, going to be working with her, and oops, he's actually got a girlfriend, so they've got the whole cheating scandal as well. But I just hate that, like, is the only thing that Lucy can do be kissing a like, why does she have to kiss Buck? Why can't she just be a kick-ass firefighter? It just reminded me...
She's Buck 1.0.
Because she's Eddie's replacement.
I know, it just reminded me there was a lot of discussion going around of hockey romance book talk a while ago about the seemingly, like, lots of people kept writing stories where the female main character was a coach or on the coaching staff or a trainer of the particular hockey team, and then ends up fucking one or more of the players on the team. And especially the latest one that had come out at that time seemed to be very directly based on an actual female coach of an NHL team. And it was, this coach actually had to speak up and say, like, I hate this book because it makes everyone seem like I only joined hockey to get hockey players. And it's just, like, 100%, I'm pretty sure that the writer's room didn't even consider that implication. They just wanted Lucy to be there and doing what she's doing for the drama. It's just unfortunate that that is the implication that I see when I see Lucy doing this.
Yeah, fair
And so
enough.
as much as I love the character, I hate the story arc that they gave her.
Yeah.
I mean, I only just met her, and even though she's very pretty, I didn't like her
How dare you?
immediately.
She's so pretty. Is it because she kissed Buck?
Yeah, that's why. She's very, like, she didn't know. You're right. She didn't know at the time that he had a girlfriend, and he didn't do anything to let her know that. But yeah, I don't know. She seemed very Buck 1.0.
But why
As
is
you
Buck
say.
one? And that's the other thing that I hate about this storyline, is that Buck isn't a cheater. In fact, there was an entire episode in season 1 where everyone thought that he was cheating on Abby, and everyone just assumed that because he was a whore, that he was unfaithful. And
I know, my poor
And
Buck.
we had an entire, like, I'm pretty sure I got my soapbox out at that point and said that's a complete misunderstanding of Buck's character. Yes, he sleeps around, but he sleeps around with, like, one person at a time. And so yet we're supposed to believe that in the 4 years since Abby, when he's been to therapy, and we're now up to Buck 4.0? 5.0? Where are we in the Buck scale? What version are we up to?
I don't know. I lost track a long time ago.
But you're trying
Yeah.
to tell me that this new improved version of Buck, who's been to therapy and is good at his feelings, has somehow lost his morals and is now okay with cheating?
Well, no, he said no and he ran away.
No, he felt bad about it.
But he still
Yeah,
kissed her again. Like, why?
Yeah.
If this is Buck who doesn't cheat and who was, like, absolutely outraged that everyone assumed that he would cheat, why did he go in for the second kiss? And I know it's for the drama and I know it's for the storyline.
Because he was drunk.
But was he drunk before he kissed her? Because he seemed...
Yeah, like they were already drinking, and then she also gave him margaritas, and then he immediately ran away.
He seemed okay when they were shooting the pool. Like, did not seem inebriated when he was talking to her. I don't know. I just, again, they're fundamentally a misunderstanding Buck for dramatic purposes, and I just want to wrap him and take him away from the writer's room and, like, leave my Blorbo alone. You don't understand him. You are doing him a disservice. Give him to me. I will treat him right. Not like that.
Aw.
I will write him better storylines.
Please. Please do. And then let us read them. Well,
Alright, I'll put my
apart from
soapbox
that
away.
one part of this episode, I thought this was a really great episode, actually.
Oh, I really like this episode, apart from
Yeah.
that scene and those implications and the stupid hoarder Unabomber dude. Everything else,
the dialogue was good, like, the excitement in the emergencies were good.
yeah. It's a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, we kept Alice awake, so, you know, it has to
Yeah.
be good.
That's it. I am day 8. 8 days, 12 hours off my meds, and I was awake and excited about this episode.
Hooray. Who wrote this one? Is it
Somebody? Bob? Is it our old friend Bob? Yes, who wrote Breaking Point, Treasure Hunt, and Home and Away.
Okay.
But once again, we don't know what goes on the writer's room. And, like, how much of what ended up on screen, how much the decisions that were made about what went in this episode were group efforts and how much of it was Bob. Like, did somebody else do all the work and Bob just put his name on it? Did he do the whole thing? Who knows? I don't know.
Don't know that.
No.
All right, well, what is going to happen next week, then?
Next week,
More fun times?
we get Maddie back.
Yay!
Wow, spoilers.
This summary literally says Chimney is determined to find a missing Maddie amongst the chaos of St. Patrick's Day.
It doesn't say he finds
Yeah, determined
Maddie.
to find it, but he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah,
doesn't
okay,
say
he finds
Maddie.
Is he going to spend, like, okay, yes, fine, apologies.
It's
Spoilers.
an entire episode where,
It's-
where he's
it's
No,
not-
that's
looking.
fine.
It's fine.
You can spoil that I'm assuming that Maddie is actually going to be in it.
It's like, where's Waldo, except it's where's Maddie, and it's 40 minutes of Chimney just weaving through crowds and peering under giant shamrock hats looking for Maddie. So it's literally Chimney and Maddie next week, because it's set in Boston.
Yay. What's the name of the episode?
Boston.
Boston.
Oh.
Oh my god, are they going to go watch some hockey?
No.
No, you're going to celebrate St.
Ro-
Patrick's Day.
Yes. So St. Patrick's Day in Boston, Chimney trying to find Maddie. I mean, eventually we had to get Chimney and Maddie back. There's only so many episodes that they're probably willing to credit them. And at some point, Jennifer's got to come back to work. She's probably going stir crazy being at home with the kids. And she's looking at Brian going, Brian, you take them, please. I need to go back and talk to some adults.
Yes.
I haven't said what's your emergency in so long.
Triggers for next week's episode includes an alcoholic character who relapses, depiction of alcohol use. It's St. Patrick's Day in Boston. Draw your own conclusions. Depression, discussions of drunk driving, flashbacks to a childhood threat, depictions of therapy, depictions of hospital intake / inpatient treatment for mental health reasons, needles and blood, postpartum depression, suicide attempt, suicidal ideation, and probably the most important one, vomit.
Oh my god. It's quite a list.
It's not a fun episode next week. As in...
Okay.
But
there's
Maddie and Chimney are back, so it's fine.
It's Maddie and Chimney are back, but it's emotionally heavy and there's no trucks being driven at 55 miles an hour through the streets of Boston.
Okay.
But we do get an entire episode with just Kenneth Choi. Yay! That's always fun.
Hooray.
Hooray!
Oh, I've missed him. Been missing him.
I know, poor Kenny. Jennifer Love Hewitt has a baby and he also gets written out of the show.
Yeah,
At least
he got a
he's
bit
still
of a
getting
holiday.
paid. Because, he's credited in every single episode, so he's still, cashing in the checks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's just forced to sit on the sidelines for a little bit. Maybe he did some other projects during this time. Or maybe he worked on his breakdancing. I don't know.
He breakdances?
He breakdances.
Yes.
He's good, too.
You have to tell him he's good. You have to tell him.
I feel like I need to look this up.
Okay, hang on. I'm finding it. Finding it.
Send
Kenny
me the
Kenny
links.
has been known to breakdance, but there was a trend on... Did you see the trend on TikTok? Was my boyfriend is going to show you his something really boring or really niche, and you have to really listen and pay attention and tell him he's really good at it. So Jennifer and Kenneth did that, and she's like, my on-screen husband is going to show you his breakdancing, and you're going to watch it, and you're going to like it, and you're going to tell him he's really good, okay? And then so Kenneth does his breakdancing while Jennifer's sort of standing in the background glaring at the camera and pointing, going, be good. It was a whole trend. It was hilarious.
Yeah, tell us what you thought about this episode. We'd love to hear your thoughts on... Tell us about Buck kissing the girl instead of Eddie.
Yeah, did you like that? Yeah, I had a great time. I got to see Lucy bending over, Taylor looking mad.
Shirtless Eddie. Before he turned into The Walking Dead.
Lots of attractions in this episode. But yes, please leave us comments on the post on thatweewoo.com or in Spotify or YouTube or on social media, wherever you would like to get in touch with us, you can do that. And thank you for listening this week. And we will talk to you next time about episode 12, which is called Boston. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
911 is a fictional show, but many of the situations portrayed happen in the real world too. If any of the topics we've discussed in this episode have affected you, please know you're not alone. You can call or text numbers in your country for help. Just Google crisis support in your location to find out the number. If you enjoy our podcast, you can help us out by leaving us a review on Spotify or your preferred listening app, and by sharing our social media posts. Find out more at thatweewooshow.com. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
There's been a lot of Hudson content today, okay?
Yeah, it's his birthday, right?
Only just. He went out the night before his birthday, but it's now after midnight and he's still out, I assume, because content's still coming.
Oh, bless him.
He's a quarter of a century. He's allowed to celebrate.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
stop.
why not?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
He's just a baby.
Stupid
That's
child.
literally
I feel
what
like
I
Leonardo
said.
DiCaprio. Like
All
except that
let's go.
like I haven't ditched him just because he turned 25, so it's fine.
Yes.
Oh my god, hang on. You can cut this out. I'm just going to tangent again. Because I just read, literally I finished it last night. I just read a Heated Rivalry Wedding Crashes fic where Shane's getting married and Ilya is like, no, I have to go confess my undying love. And basically like it starts with the All-Star game where Shane goes to like say it's not, like this is nothing. This is something, right? And instead of like actually talking about it like they do in the show, in the book, whatever, Ilya goes, no, we're nothing, and like kicks Shane out. And so they break up. And so, because I hate the wedding crash, because it's just like, oh, now like has Shane just been like settling, like what's the go? And I'm like, why did Ilya not reach out beforehand? But Ilya was trying to reach out and Shane was just so mad that he was ignoring it.
Wait, who is he marrying?
Some guy named Julian that they made up.
Oh, okay.
And he's literally like, he's like 5 years younger than Shane. He's just like very gay. And Shane literally gets into the first relationship, like meets the first gay guy that he meets after retiring from hockey. Hits on him and he's like, yeah, that'll do.
Okay, post hockey. So I'm going, wait, Shane went from like panicking when Ilya kissed him like on the rooftop when no one could see them to marrying very publicly, a very openly gay man.
No, it's after they've all retired. Cool. So they're like 35 or 36 or something like that. It's like well after, yeah. Okay. But yeah, so like post-retirement, he literally, I think he hires someone to do social media for his, for the charity. And they happen to be gay and hit on him, take him out. And he's just like, yeah, this'll do. Like, it's literally the first guy. And, like, the whole thing is, like, how they're fine, but they're not actually, like a good fit. Anyway, so Ilya sees the, like, wedding, like, one of his, friends shows him the wedding invite and was just like, oh, I didn't even know that Shane Hollander was gay. And Ilya's like, he's fucking getting married, what the fuck? And spirals and literally flies to the wedding. Anyway, the reason that I bring this up
I'm waiting
is
for
because
the link here.
The reason I bring this up is because the night of so, like, he's there for, like, the pre-drinks, like, the wedding rehearsal thing, and Shane's just like, I should just tell him to leave, right? And Rose is like, yeah, probably. And then instead, somehow Hayden invites him to the bachelor party, and they go to Shane's cottage for the bachelor party.
What?
And the writer, like,
Good Lord.
Yeah, they, and the bachelor party, it's literally just them sitting around having barbecue. So, like, his fiance's, like, going clubbing and, like, you know, with all his gay friends and having this good time. And Shane's like, I just want to go home and have a barbecue with with Hayden and my friends. And so Hayden invites Ilya and Shane's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Hayden's like, oh, Rose told me to. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, why? And he's like, it's okay. Like, Rose will be there. She'll be able to stop me. And Rose, because Svetlana comes with Ilya. And Rose is like, oh, Sveta and I are going to go out. So we're not coming to the thing. And they just leave. And Shane's like, oh, fuck. And so the entire time, like, Ilya gets there. He's looking around the cottage because Shane's totally ignoring him. So he's looking around the cottage. He walks into Shane's room. Hayden goes and yells at him and he spills his beer all over himself. And so he takes off his shirt and starts like mopping it up. And Shane walks in and just stares at him. And Hayden's just like, okay then, I'm just gonna leave. Then like some other stuff happens. They end up like going out in one of Shane's boat, like in Shane's little boat on the lake.
Okay,
and Ilya,
wait.
The loon call happens.
Don't give it anything else away. Just throw us the link because I kind of want to read it now and I don't want to spoil it.
I'm still waiting to see how you got from.
Okay, so this leads because at the badger, so like Ilya falls in the lake, because he hears the loon and panics and falls in the lake, and so Shane's like, go have a shower, I'll leave you some clothes, and so Ilya's in Shane's clothes. And he's just like, oh my god, this is the best. And Shane's like, you need to fucking leave. And instead, Ilya blows him. Which is why I was like, talking about it. But the funniest thing is he like blows him downstairs and everyone else is just upstairs. And then once Shane's done, he gets post-nut clarity and is like, you need to fucking go. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And like loses it. So Ilya runs upstairs and everyone is just sitting around completely silently looking at Ilya like, yep, heard all that.
Oh no.
This is great. They just all like leave. They drive Ilya back to his hotel and all leave. And Shane comes upstairs and everyone's gone. He's like, well, shit. Anyway, it was fucking funny.
What is the
did
name
that
of this
tangent?
fic?
Did I have
Please.
any idea where that was going?
The best part is that because the whole reason that I read it was because of this scene, because they were talking about it in the To Build a Home server, and they were just talking about how the ride, like the drive back, would have been so fucking awkward because like what do you like what the fuck what do you do, right? And like they would have all just been sitting there. But the funniest part was that Ilya like came when he was blowing Shane, and then Shane kicked him the fuck out, and so he's literally in the car with like holding a tea towel over his with a wet spot, holding his towel over his lap, and all of them are just like,
It was super
this is
awkward.
fine. We're just not going to talk about it at all. Like, nope, this is fine.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. I just found I have to log in because it's fucking logged me out. But yeah, it was so funny. So yeah, totally. Like you can cut all of that out because none of it is relevant. But it just made me laugh so much, and I was reading it last night.
That's why I was trying to get the name of the fic so I can just chuck it at the end of the episode, but actually tell people what the name of the fic is.
Imagining like Scott Hunter and Kip and like Hayden and Jackie waking up the morning of the wedding like, is it happening? Are we going? Did we just like,
yeah.
What the fuck just happened?
All right, if anyone's looking for this fic, it is called Walking Through Windows. I'll put a link in the thing. All right. Back to what we were talking about before.
Back to the 118.
Back to Ravi having been blown off downstairs to the cottage.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's right, what we
um,
were talking about.